how do they go about working? Where do they meet? How do they go about regrouping people together? Because they're a volunteer group, I keep reiterating the fact that they have no money, they have no resources, they have nothing to work with. Therefore, they are dependent upon the kindness and the generosity of the people in the village and the businesses in the village. So this youth group, they go and they negotiate, they organize, and they regroup in different neighborhoods, in different neighborhood vocational training centers. And in these areas, that's really the only place you have. I mean, they're vocational centers. That's really the only form of education past the little menial primary schools that they have. A lot of times in these villages, as I was saying, to repeat myself, the only form of young adult education is these vocational training neighborhood business centers, which is excellent. It's a brilliant move because most of the young adults, that's where they are anyways. So once a week, Jeunesse Positive goes to these vocational training centers and they meet with people, and in a minute we're going to show you the materials that they use to educate people. They meet with people, they teach them again, they go through their process of AIDS education, which we've explained, which I explained previously. The total per month, they are able to educate at least 160 people in the village per month. They also, the other place where they organize people is in the schools, which is an excellent point because the youth are in the schools. They go to the schools once a month. They go to the businesses once a week, and they go to the schools once a month. And they're able to organize and educate at least 100 youth per month. So per month, the total number of people that they're able to educate in terms they educate about HIV, the prevention, STD, AIDS, hygienic practices, comes down to 260 a month. Again, I reiterate, this is with no resources, no materials, nothing. I mean, it is my hope and my prayer that you guys are going to be as amazed and impressed with this group as I am, because all the resources they have here, this is a place, again, as with all these other places, that have nothing. They don't have anything. In fact, in a minute, we're going to go, the people behind me, we're going to go to the village and talk to the village about what they need. They need clean drinking water. They need so many things. But in the midst of all of this, these young people have taken it upon themselves to educate their community about the dangers and the risks of risky sexual behavior, which leads to the risk of acquiring STDs, HIV/AIDS.
Nous sommes fixés un projet d'avenir en ce qui concerne notre association, si il y a moyen.
Non, on peut le faire ça, pardon. We're coming to the conclusion now of what this youth HIV/AIDS education group projects for the future. How many people they want to be able to reach for the future. So here's the president now. One of their first desires or objectives for the future is to have a center of education where instead of having to go and negotiate in these businesses and schools, they have one center where everybody can come and they can educate and they can conduct their education courses. As well, this is going to permit them to have a base so that they can go into further villages, because there are more areas that they want to reach into the more isolated areas. So they'll be able to do that if they have a center. That's the first future objective.
Personnes vivant avec le VIH et les orphelins du sida.
The second future projected objective is to be able to help those living with HIV/AIDS, to be able to raise their quality of life, to be able to impact to help them, because the situation here, because of the lack of education, because of the lack of awareness, there's an intense and a great degree of stigma that is attached to HIV/AIDS. So they would like to be able in the future to help people who are actually living with HIV/AIDS, because most of the time the case is that they are abandoned by their families, by the village, by their communities, simply for lack of not knowing what it is they have to go through. They would also like to be able to help the children who are orphaned, whose parents, who are orphaned because their parents have died from HIV/AIDS.
Et enfin, on prévoit une création d'un centre artisanal pour les enfants de rue. Les enfants de rue qui se promènent sans travail.
The third future objective is to also be able to have some sort of a center as well for the children of the street. The children of the street who have no relatives, who have no way of survival.